4 of the past 5 years. The Bears have closed the season against the Vikings. They're set to do it again. Next on EA Sports.
U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
Entering play call screen. Kickoff middle.
Here's Cairo Santos now ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Under center for the Vikings, out comes the former Michigan State Spartan and longtime veteran Kirk Cousins.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. Threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
First down, here's Cousins. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in week 15. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Cousins gives way to Cook. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now
entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So here now the Bears offense for their first drive of the game. Leading him out, the rookie from Ohio State at 22 years of age, it's Justin Fields.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. Powered X spot. On plan, there are 9 categories. Blitz counter. Player, there are 9. David Montgomery. Zone fix 24 zone open.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. First carry now for Montgomery. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
You can script and diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisioned something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
He had no sign of him cooling down at all.
Entering play zone fix 24 zone sprint HD flat.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Montgomery. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Entering play call, David Montgomery. You have player. There are 9 formation. There are 9 categories. Concept. There are screen, play action, pass, do, sprint H, ROLT.
Your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now it's Fields off the boot.
Triangle button. Arching button.
To his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
But normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Entering play call, concept, there, play type, there are concept, there are 9, play type, option, RP, special, pass, run, option, run, in, zone fix AHD inside zone.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 38.
Cross button.
A give, this is Montgomery.
R2 button.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. And they're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what
entering play call, MTNH, play type, option, RP, special, pass, run, option, RPO, coach, recent plays, coach, on plan, player, there are 9, GD Lamb, David Montgomery, Dave Mesh, AHD stretch. Cross button.
First down.
Cross button. Cross button.
Taken in by Kmet. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone.
Entering play call, David Montgomery. You have 66 options. Zone read is selected.
It's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Zone pick jet. 24 zone. MTNA. Zone split WK. Player. There are GD Lamb. Justin. Darnell. Cole Kmet. Callow Herber. Callow. FD dive. Fick punt off. FD dive. R2 button.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Entering play call, Callow Herber. You have 5 options. Cahoots, player, there are formation, there are not concept, peak pass, meeting, quick, opt, run, screen, play action, do, there, pass sprint HP flat. Taro LT.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Triangle button.
Now Fields.
Triangle button. Cross button.
Going out to Montgomery. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12.
Really was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Entering play call, concept, play type, there are option, RPO, personnel, there, 1 RB bar 1 T bar 3 WR, tight Y, inside zone split.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And off comes to Montgomery.
R1 button.
Great move by, and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. That attempt is selected.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spanned 75 yards. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
6-7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 2.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
In week 18, which we don't say very often, although this is not the first week 18 that the NFL has ever seen.
Not at all. And Brandon, some of the people might be a little bit too young to remember. But back in 1993, the league experimented with giving teams 2 open weeks for the year. And we also saw Week 18 when the league was on pause for a few weeks in 2001 following the attacks on September 11th.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Here's Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Off the play fake, Cousins. That is caught. Westbrook's got it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 4.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Yards on it, and to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. A give. This is Cook. And not much running room. Down to the 32.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. A give to Cook out of the gun. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Now Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. They showed off the athletic juke. Good.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
It's the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Cousins now. And Cook has it left side. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Another catch for him there.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
At that time, they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Cousins. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Desmond Trufant with a sack. The corner blitz hits home. I was waiting for them to get there first because the momentum they carry from last week, unbelievable. They had a snowman, 8 sacks.
You were surprised that it took this long, and this isn't that long, truthfully. But here's the thing. If you've seen that on tape, your offensive line is going to have to ask for help.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
People to try and keep your quarterback upright. Didn't work on that play.
Second and 21, a lot of ground to cover. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. A short gain here, maybe a yard.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Middle of the field to Jefferson. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Quite a sight here. Cody Parkey on for the field goal try against the Bears. The kick by Parkey is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Every time, be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either
not
way.
the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
This is Jakeem Grant.
R2 button.
He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100. Also, 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9. Hitch corner, AHB stretch.
But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. Zone fidget, dig return.
Can win here in Minnesota. They get a sweep.
On plan, there are 9 categories. Player, there are 9 categories. Formation, there I form. Throw. There. AHD stretch.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a give running. Montgomery. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's
entering play called. Throw. There are 2 categories. You have 9 options. HD stretch is selected.
To make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
Formation. There. Concept. There are 9 categories. There are 2 subcategories. Option is set to do 7 plays. You have 7 options. Play action pass is selected.
Step aside here in this first quarter.
Entering play call. ISO. Passes reverse. Quick slants.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, Patrick Peterson. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short
entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. To throw is Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Entering play call. Safety strong free. Cover 2 man.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Cook. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he sneaks his way forward.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
There by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On second down now. It's Cook. Great move, but still wrangled before reaching the 20.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Go.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
Throwing is Cousins. That ball nearly intercepted.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Instead, at least, it'll be fourth down.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. And Parkey's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
They didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim. And hopefully they'll be kicking extra points instead.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
R2 button.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. 0-1 trap is selected. Smash corners. Zone fake jet. Slot fade. Red option. AHD stretch.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of...
Triangle button. Triangle button.
Word hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are plan, there are player, there are formation, concept, teak path, media, quick, option, run, screen, play action, do, parallel, do, parallel T.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Fields.
Triangle button. Square button.
Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter.
Entering play call, do. There are 2 categories. You have 7 options. Parallel T is selected.
Fields now to throw.
Triangle button. R1 button.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 30.
Entering play call. There are 2 categories. You have 7 options. Concept. There are 9. Play type. There are 9 category. Option. RPO. Special.
And how did he get them?
Run.
Speed is one thing.
Inside zone fake jet. KHP inside zone.
Cross people up in the secondary and make sure that they can't quite get to him before the ball arrives. He's something after the catch as well.
On second down.
R2 button.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 53 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Entering play call. Inside handoff. There are empty and AHP plumb. AHP zone WK.
They run.
R1 button.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to...
Entering play call. Inside handoff. There are 7 empty and A. Zone split WK. Play type. Option. RPO. Special. Pass. Run. Pass. Quick pass. Quick fade. Y stick.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
R1 button. R1 button. R1 button.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Dalvin Tomlinson able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there.
Entering play call. Pass. There are 6. Play type. There. Run.
And get
Option. Coach suggest. Gun plan. Player. Formation. Concept. Keep. Medium pass. Keep pass. Verticals.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
Cross button. R1 button.
Fields. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone.
Cross button.
And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion. And now
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Field goal 45 yards. Select. Gun plan. There. Player. There are. Formation. Concept. Medium. Quick. Op. Run. Screen. Play action. Do. ROLT.
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They snap it to Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
And a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And now out comes Minnesota.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
It's 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday press it a little bit. This might be the case.
They start the drive with Cook, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out anytime.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
He can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. This run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
Triangle button.
Able to slither by.
R2 button.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
Enter concept, screen pass. Bubbles, RPO red bubble.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Entering play, RPO red bubble. Concept, play action, keep pass, vertical, 4 verticals. R1 button. Circle button. Circle button.
For the last drive, he'll look to throw.
Square button.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 33.
He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
But we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Adam Thielen, he gets set to go again with the rest of this offense. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Now a look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
The Vikings on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw, Cousins. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Robert Quinn. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Well, I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? And we're usually talking about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line?
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
On this play, he took him to the limits.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Cook gets around him, sheds off the tackle. Still going. They can't stop him. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
61 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first down.
I don't know about you, partner, but I just came out of my chair. Big-time run right there, and all of a sudden I realized...
Didn't reach the chains, did he?
How do you go that far? Create that type of an explosive play that'll be a check and a plus on every grade sheet and still not get a first down.
Yeah, they had put themselves in a bad spot, but a big gain, that helps.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, that was big right there because they're the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Play action now. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
That was a really nice job there, stretching zone coverage by running that route deep enough before breaking it back towards the sideline and being open.
And a precise throw for the reception in the first.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
That was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
8 yards to go on 2nd down.
Now Cousins. Incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Didn't come out for grounding, but he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Cousins. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Below Nichols in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. The kick by Parkey is good, and they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Jakeem Grant now to return.
R1 button.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense.
And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know,
Entering play call, vertical, concept, play type, there are, personnel, favorite, recent, coach, plan, player, there, formation, concept, media, quick, run, screen, play action, do,
After that turn.
sprint H, ROLT.
Trying to shake off the interception.
Triangle button.
This one swung.
X button.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of
Entering play call, do, there are 2 categories, do, concept, there, screen pass, run, inside, zone kick jet, zone split W, AHP blunt dive, zone split WK.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
A give. This is Montgomery. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Entering play call, inside zone, there are 11, concept, play type, special, RPO, option, run. Personnel, there are 9. 2 RB bar 3 P bar 0 W. 1 RB bar 2 P bar 2 WR. Do split. Pa boot slide. Pa X post. Pa slide Y screen. Pa boot slide. Zone split WK.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Entering play call. Person, favorites, recent play, coach, gun plan, player, formation, concept, screen, play action, pass, do, there, pop, pass print HB, parallel LT.
2nd and 11. Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
Triangle button. R2 button.
Complete. They'll give him 4 yards there.
Entering play call. Pass print HD flat.
This position just continues to evolve. They become
parallel LT. Pass print HB far red.
Receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
And now he'll fire deep.
Triangle button.
James. It's incomplete. Took it.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Now it's Peterson. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here's Kirk Cousins now, the centerpiece of our player spotlight. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Coming and taking those sacks, that's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by T. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line.
So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last.
Entering play call, coach, gun plan, player, area, formation, concept, keep cut, media, quick, box, run, screen, play action, do it, parallel LT.
You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
On 1st down, Fields.
Triangle button, R2 button.
By Montgomery. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Entering play call, there are 2 categories, concept, screen pass, run.
It can turn into
inside, zone fix jet, zone split WK, AHB blunt dive, AHB/FK and dart.
second down.
button.
Montgomery. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken.
Entering play call inside zone. There are 11 categories. You have 29 options. Zone read is selected.
Just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
AHP inside zone. Concept, there. Play type, there. Run. Option, RPO, special, pass. Quick fade.
The Bears on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is third and
Cross button. Square button.
Open man is Komet, the tight end.
And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
The coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 18 options. Field goal 60 yards is selected. Field goal 6. On plan. There are player. There are 9. Formation. There are concept. There are play type. There are 9. Special. RPO. Option. Run.
Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this.
Entering play call, coach, on plan, player, there are formation, there, concept, screen, play action, pass, do, there, pass print HB flat, parallel LT.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Now it's Fields.
Triangle button.
To the side.
Button.
He's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Entering play call, do, there are 2, concept, there, play type, there are 9, personnel, there, favorites, there, recent, coach suggestion, on plan, there are, player, there are, Calvin Ridd, Khalil Herbert, Cole, Khalil Herbert, FD dive. Cross button.
On 1st down.
R2 button.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3.
Entering play call, Khalil, player, there, Calvin Ridley, Khalil Herbert, Cole Komet, Darnell Mooney, Justin Field, Cheedy Lamb, David Montgomery, David Zone Fig Jet, AHD stretch.
Coming up on 2nd and 7.
Cross button.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery.
Cross button.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
The 71 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders.
Entering player, there are 9 categories. You have 7 options. David Montgomery is selected.
Half of football.
Entering play call, David Montgomery. Player, there, formation, concept, there are 9. Key pass, media, quick pass, opt, run, screen pass, play action, do, pass print, parallel LT.
Here's Fields.
Triangle button.
Firing
R2 button.
It's complete. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Entering play call, concept, there are play type, there are personnel, favorites, there recent play, coach gun plan, player, there are 9, Chidi Lamb, Justin, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, Khalil Herbert, Calvin Rid, David Montgomery, David, Zone Jet, 24 zone open. Cross-cutting.
Handoff comes.
Cutting.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about...
Entering play call, David Montgomery, who had 66 up. Player, there, formation, there, concept, there,
Defensively, I think they can smell it.
Screen, play action, do, sprint HB, Taro LT.
As they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys, what do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal.
Triangle button.
And that will be caught, but out of the end zone since the field judge has ruled incomplete.
Play design was good. Line up in a goal line set.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, there are 9 categories. On plan, there are 9 categories. Blitz counter is selected.
This play, with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, there are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Field goal 21 yards is selected. On plan, there are player, there are formation, concept, there are not keep pass, meet, option, run, screen, play action, do, Taro LT.
No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit Pater, but they're going to go for it.
Now Fields.
Triangle button.
Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago.
Cole Kmet, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Bears have retaken the lead. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, there are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Pad attempt is selected.
Take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, there are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Pad attempt is selected.
Called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Now the point after try for Santos. And the lead is up to 5. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago.
Entering play call, special teams, you have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Dalvin Cook Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession.
He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
The long handoff, serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And they'll get him down after a pickup.
Entering play call, pod. There are 3 categories. You have 30 options. Cover 3 spy select. Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Only needing 2 yards on second down.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Just screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets
triangle button.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bears take over.
Well, the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way down.
Entering play call, coach suggestion, verticals. On plan, there are 9 categories. Blitz counter. You have 55 options. Y stick is selected.
Tight ends here on first down.
Triangle button. Square button.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
Entering play call, blitz counter. You have 50. On plan, player, there are 9. Formation, there are 9 categories. I form. Wing, there are AHD power O.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
They'll keep it on the ground here. And the defense obviously expecting run as well, as they're going to shut that one down at the line of scrimmage. And now they'll take a timeout.
Entering play call, wing, there are 2 categories. Formation, there are concept. Play type, there are personnel. Coach suggestion. On plan, there are player, there are formation. Concept, there are play type, there are 9. Concept, keep, media, quick, op, run, screen, play action, pass, do, pop. Parallel LT.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Cross button.
The bootleg.
Triangle button.
He finds his
button.
It's Montgomery.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And it's the Packers who have the lead as that game approaches halftime. Devontae Adams up over 100 yards receiving with 2 touchdown grabs. From there, let's get to Philadelphia as we check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott has run for a touchdown there. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. A touchdown pass for Trevor Lawrence. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, we take a look there at the numbers for them running the football in that first half. Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Defend deep pass. Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Quarter number 3.
Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick.
Taken at the goal line.
Oh, deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. So that's a solid start to the second half. You come out of the lockers losing, thinking you're kicking it away, not going to have it, but boom, the fumble, they get it right back.
I don't know whether they even drew that up on the board or was it just said, but they had to have it. They needed a spark to get them going here in the second half, and they got it right away.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll get 4 there. Down to about.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
As a ball carrier, and guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On second down, it's Cook again.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Mario Edwards flies in to blow that play up.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So out comes the field goal team once more. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And Parkey's kick is good. And that will cut the lead down to just 2. That can be a thankless job sometimes to be a kicker, but they're thanking him right now. That's now 4 field goals. He's
entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Field goals is going to allow them to win this game.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Grant sets to return it.
R2 button.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense.
Entering play call. There are 2 categories. You have 7 options. Concept. There are play type. Run. Inside. Zone fake jet. Zone weak.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
To Montgomery to begin the
R2 button.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain.
Entering play call. Inside handoff. There are 7 categories. You have play type. There are personnel. There are favorites. There are recent coach suggestion. On plan. There are 9 player. There are 9 formation. Concept. Keep pass. Medium. Quick pass. Option. Run. Screen. Play action. Do. Parallel LT.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Cross button.
To throw. Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks.
Entering play call. There are 2 concept. There are play type. There are 9 personnel. Favorites. Recent play. Coach suggestion. On plan. There are 9 categories. Throw it. Keep it. Throw it. X burst cross.
The guy who's going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
On play action. Fields.
Circle button. Square button. R2 button.
By Lamb.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there.
Entering play call. X burst cross. On plan. Player. There are G.D. Lamb. David Montgomery. Dave Nesh. 24 zone open.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46.
Cross button.
On the ground.
R2 button.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run.
Entering play call. David Montgomery. You have 6 player. There are G.D. Lamb. Formation. There are I form. Weak.
Found a little bit of
Wing. There are 94 will.
pretty close to
HB gut.
on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Again, they'll go ground.
R2 button.
Oh, and absolutely fit.
R2 button.
He's got some space now. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
103 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. And I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Entering play formation. Concept. There are no screen path. Run. Option. Run. Inside zone. Zone fake jet. Zone split WK. AHB zone WK. Cross button.
First down.
Cross button.
Montgomery. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was
entering play call inside zone. There are concept, play type. There are personnel. There are favorites. There are recent coaching, gun plan, player. There are formation, concept, sprint, play action, pass sprint HD, parallel LT.
2nd and 9. Fields now to throw.
Triangle button.
Caught by
R2
Montgomery.
button.
They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, good job defensively to recover.
Entering play call. Padu. Pass sprint HD flat. Pass sprint HD flat. Pass sprint HD flat. Concept. Screen pass. Play action. Deep pass. Medium pass. Quick pass. Action. Run. Zone fit jet. Zone split WK. R1 button.
Montgomery. That he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. This offense, number 1 in the NFL in picking up first downs, and their run game got him another one there.
a really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because if you keep picking up first downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
Entering play call inside zone. There are 11 categories. You have 29 options. Zone read is selected. Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
I think we all know that turnovers have a way of deciding games, and before you say something snarky, I realize that's not particularly astute. But in this case, how about the evidence right here in the 3rd quarter? They've got the lead, moving the football, things looking good. And then
entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
The rest of the second half shaping up to be very interesting. Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. And the lead is up to 5. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
R2 button.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense.
He's hoping to channel his first half play. They had the lead at halftime, was playing well.
Entering play call inside zone. There are 11 categories. You have 29 options. AHP inside zone.
right? And remember, there weren't any real adjustments then, right? You weren't looking at some tape, right? You weren't looking at stuff off of the surface tablets. You just went back out and played. Right now, maybe the adjustments have caught up to him.
R1 button.
He just needs a couple orange slices here for this drive. And nothing much material.
Entering play call inside zone. There are 11 categories. You have 29 options. Zone read is selected.
We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
Concept. Play type. There are not personnel. There are favorites. Recent play. Coach gun plan. Player. There are formation. Concept. Screen pass. Play action. Do. Taro LT.
Second down and 8.
Cross button.
Here's Fields.
Triangle button. Cross button.
By Ridley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses.
Entering play call. Padu. Sprint HB flat. Taro LT.
Now a first down throw.
Triangle button.
He finds his
button.
complete. That's Montgomery. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
Brings up second and 4 at the Vikings 47-yard line.
Entering play call. Padu. Sprint H. Taro LT.
Second and 4.
Off the bootleg.
Triangle button.
He finds his
button.
complete. That's Montgomery. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Let's go. A gain of 7.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it.
Entering play call. Carrier 2. Padu. Sprint H. Taro LT.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw again.
Triangle button.
He finds his
button.
complete. It's Montgomery. And he'll go out of
Entering play call. There are 2 categories. You have 7 options. Padu.
second down.
Concept. Screen pass.
Completion.
Run.
Row. A good bounce
Screen.
back. following
Play
the
action.
interception
Quick pass.
last drive.
Medium.
Certainly
Quick
not
pass.
easy to
Option.
fix for
Run.
sure. And we all know
Zone
interceptions
pick jet.
happen.
Zone split WK. AHD zone WK.
Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Cross button.
On second down now. It's Montgomery. Even with him busting through the contact.
Entering play call. Inside zone. There are 11 categories. You have 29 options. Zone read is selected.
Success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They'll keep pounding here.
Button.
And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee?
Entering play call. Inside zone. There are 11 categories. Concept. There are play type. There are personnel. Favorites. Recent play. Coach suggest. Plan. Player. There are formation. Concept. Screen. Play action pass. Padu. Sprint HB flat. Taro LT.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Cross button.
Off the bootleg.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
That's complete right side to Komet.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, So good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Entering play call, there are 2. Concept, there. Play type, there are 9. Personnel, there are. Favorites, there are 9. 1 RB bar 1 T bar 3 WR. Tight Y. Inside zone split.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Cross button.
Now Montgomery.
R2 button.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Entering play call, tight Y off. Personnel, favorites, there are. Recent play, coach suggest, unplanned. Player, there are. GD Lamb, David Montgomery, Dave Nesh. 24 zone O, pass print HD flat. Cross button.
They'll run with Montgomery.
Cross button.
A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the...
Entering play call, David Montgomery, zone fit check.
There it's
24 zone, empty and HD plunge.
1 touchdown.
You want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Montgomery.
R2 button.
Is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Bears have once again taken the lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. HB base is selected.
The offense on the field and going for 2.
Triangle button.
For it.
Square button.
And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So that effort gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about, not getting beat at this stage.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much. Not if you intend to win.
I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. They run it again with Cook.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And he completes it to Westbrook. 7 yards.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From just shy of midfield, Cousins. And this will be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
equally good.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Cousins to throw it. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He said, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Ooh, the juke. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They run, Cook, and forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now Cousins. And a big loss
loss here as he's taken down. Bilal Nichols picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the score.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And unable to connect.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line.
Entering play call, David Montgomery. You have 66 option. Zone fake jet. 24 zone open.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you
Entering play call, coach suggestion, strum curl. AHD stretch.
In on the tackle. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we
Entering play call, coach punt plan, player, error, formation, concept, keep, media, off, run, screen path, play action, do, ostrich, parallel LT.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
Triangle button.
This one's
Cross button.
to Montgomery.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across.
Entering play call, do. There are 2 categories. You have 7 options. Parallel LT is selected.
Because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
On 1st down, it's Fields.
Circle button.
And he finds
button.
complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Entering play call, do. There, concept, screen pass. Option is set to option is play action pass, deep pass, medium, quick pass, option, run, inside, AHP inside zone.
Right spot to throw the ball there.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A give. This is
button.
call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll
Entering play call, inside zone, there, AHP inside zone,
some yards.
AHP zone WK.
If you can continue to take it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Back to Montgomery. Second down.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
Entering play call, inside zone, there, AHP inside zone, zone split WK, AHP blunt dive,
On the ground the entire game, and
zone fake jet,
in a huge one, that's
AHP
okay.
blunt dive.
Short, steady bursts.
The Bears on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. They run.
R2 button.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Entering play call, coach, gun plan, player, there are, formation, concept, screen, play action, pat, do, pass print H, parallel LT.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
They snap it to Fields.
Circle button, triangle button,
He's going to
R2 button.
back. It's complete. And he's able to get it to the 33.
Entering play call, there are 2 categories, you have 7 options, parallel LT is selected.
And in the passing game, here we are in the 4th quarter. The time you'd think they'd be running the football, they're still tossing it around and having great success. And it appears a whole lot of fun as well.
Padu. Pass print HB flat. Pass print HB flat.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Cross button.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Entering play, Padu. Pass print HB flat.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
Following the penalty,
Cross button. R2 button.
and he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
He was taken down at the 22.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them.
Entering play clock. Padu. Osprint HD flat. Parallel LT.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Triangle button. Square button. Cross button.
And he's caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender,
Entering play. Padu. Osprint HB flat.
they have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort.
Triangle button.
And it leads to a big play.
On 2nd down, Montgomery.
Button.
And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pick.
Entering play call. There are 2 categories. You have 7 options. Parallel LT is selected.
Sub packages, don't they?
Concept. There are play type. There are 9 pass. Personnel. There are 2 RD favorites. Recent coach on plan player. There formation. Concept. Keep me quick. Run screen play. Pass print 8. Parallel LT.
The Bears on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Cross button.
Now it's Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Field goal 37 yards is selected. On plan. There are player. There are 9 formation. Concept. Keep. Media. Quick. Pop. Run. Screen. Play action. Do. Pass sprint H. ROLT.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here's Fields.
Triangle button. Cross button.
Open man. He finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. Cole Kmet, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Bears will add on to their lead. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the 4th quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Attempt is selected.
Extend the lead, and that's what he did.
Santos now to add the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the end result is a Bears touchdown.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Fields this way up at the 17. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and...
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They start the drive with Cook. Cook, a 1st down and more. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Vikings have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Now Parkey for the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line.
R2 button.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First downs.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. On plan. There are 9 categories. Player. There are 9. Cheedy Lamb. David Montgomery. Dave Mesh. 24 zone open.
Start on the ground with Montgomery. Nowhere to go that time. Might have got it.
Entering play call. Player. There are no formation. Concept. Keep. Medium. Quick pass. Option. Run. Screen pass. Play action. Do. There are. Parallel LT.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
To throw his Fields.
Triangle button.
That's caught by Montgomery.
Cross button.
Down and then some. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Entering play call. Play call. Concept. Play type. There are. Option. RPA. Special. Pass. Run. Option. Run. In zone fake jet. AHD inside zone. Cross button.
They'll run on first down.
Button.
Montgomery. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 46.
Entering play call. Play type. There are 9 personnel. There are 1 RB bar 1 T bar 3 WR. Tight Y off. Inside zone split. Posted.
To try and run.
Boot slide.
Job swarming to the ball.
Bench switch.
Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground.
Cross button.
It's Montgomery. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Entering play call. Personnel. There are favorites. There are recent play. Coach on plan. Player. There are formation. Concept. Kick pass. Media. Quick. Option. Run. Screen. Play action. Do. Parallel LT.
From Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10. Right at the 40.
Triangle button. Square button. Cross button.
On first.
R1 button.
It's Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around.
Entering play call. Adu.
Second
Sprint HB. Parallel LT.
Run is going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On 2nd and 7.
Triangle button.
He
Cross button.
Complete. That's Montgomery. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big...
Entering play call. Padu.
Nice job.
Sprint HB flat.
And holding him to a short gain.
Triangle button.
3rd and 2. Fields.
Triangle button. Cross button.
And complete. It's Montgomery.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really
Entering play call, concept, play type, there are option, RPO, special, pass, run, zone fix jet, PHP inside zone.
This one will probably get away from them.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Montgomery back to the ground. They find some open field here. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting.
Entering play call, inside play type, there are personnel, there are coach suggestion, gun plan, player, from a player, Calvin Ridge, Khalil Herbert,
and if you have the ball,
FD dive.
You can't score.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Herbert.
R2 button.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard.
Entering play call, Khalil Herbert. Kick punt sweep. Kick punt off tack. FD dive.
So maybe another run here?
I think so. And one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
They'll try again.
R2 button.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Entering player, there are 9. Calvin Ridley, Khalil Herbert, Cole Kmet, Darnell Mooney, Justin Field, CeeDee Lamb, David Montgomery, Dave Mesh, 24 zone open.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Cross button.
They'll run for
R2 button.
Yeah, he is marked down right about on top of that imaginary yellow line, but they say he's a bit short. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Field goal 17 yards. Gun plan. There are player. There are CeeDee Lamb, David Montgomery, Dave Mesh. 24 zone open.
Here we go. A big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal.
Cross button.
Montgomery, and he will fight his way in. Not giving up there, and he's got a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season as the Bears push further out in front.
Well, this defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 15 options. Add attempt is selected.
Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes...
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. Looking long for Westbrook. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Throwing, Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
On the offensive side of the ball, but someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. That is caught by Thielen. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores. And they've really got to get some yards in chunks. And they know the defense doesn't want to give those up. They've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
First down. Here's Cousins. Man open. It's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
Button.
By the Bears. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field.
And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back out.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. Zone fixture is selected. 94 will, strong stretch.
First down, here's the
button.
Montgomery. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. HD stretch is selected.
For the guys on offense right now, just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, they'll go to
button.
Montgomery. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up.
Entering play call. Bench.
Gotta think this offensive line has got some smiles.
On plan. There are not. Player. There are not. Formation. Concept. Keep pass. Media. Run. Screen pass. Play action. Do.
Trying to keep
ROLT.
down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Entering play call. Padu. Sprint HB flat. ROLT.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Throwing on third down.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
He's
Cross button.
here inside the 30. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play.
Entering play call. Do. There are two. Padu.
53 left.
Sprint HB flat.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it
Button.
down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over.
Entering play call. Concept. Screen pass. Run. Arch. Run. Inside. Zone fake jet. Zone split dub. AHB blunt dive.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery.
Button.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be
Entering play call. Inside zone. There. AHB inside zone.
They'll run with Montgomery.
Button.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Entering play call. In AHB inside zone.
And it'll be 2nd and goal.
Button.
This one in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
And this is where the mental part of the game comes into play. Defense is out of timeouts. Just hold on to the football. No sense really trying to score. They should be able to run this one out.
Entering play AHB inside zone.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Montgomery. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there. But
Entering play call. Coach Sig. Gun plan. Player. Error. Formation. Concept. Screen. Play action. Do. Sprint HB. ROLT.
And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal.
Fields now to throw.
Triangle button.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go?
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground.
And not a whole lot there, maybe 3 yards.
Entering play call. There are 3 categories. You have 30 options. Cover 3 sky is selected.
Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. A big connection on that one. 43 yards. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. One last shot now for Cousins. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Chicago,
they earned one final victory and finished the regular season at 13-4.
And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Minnesota,
this loss will mean they finish the season on the wrong side of 500 at 8-9.
And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way.
Post-game report player stats.